Greetings, everyone. It is I, El Fuerte, coming out to you and yours. And today I will be doing a deck profile on Therion punks. And I'm going to start. Look at me. I should have had this geared up in the front, but I'm gonna start off with the Therion engine. With Therion monsters first, right? So I run 2 King Irregular. No, say King Irregular. 2 Irregular, right? Now this one says to activate its effect, I can equip. It activates in the hand. I switch them to the field, and I can equip up to 3 Therion monsters that are in my graveyard and equip it to it, right? And then with that being said, it gets all its effects and blah blah blah, and gets boosted up by 700 attack. Cool, great. I'll go over those effects for the Therions as we go along, right? Because it'll vary. So with that being said, but what makes him unique is just that I can discard Endless Arco System from my hand to the graveyard and destroy everything on my opponent's side of the field. I had him at 1, but I increased him to 2 because I wanted to see him pop up some more. So that's my boy right there, right? Therion Bull, his effect, I could target one Therion card on my side of the field, another on another opponent's monster on their side of the field, and send it back to their hand. That's it. And Duke, I actually like Duke. I'm surprised they didn't make this one shiny. But anyway, his effect says any Therion monster that's equipped that is equipped, it cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effect. It's pretty sweet. Lily, Therion Lily, Burai. I know I demolished it, but it's cool. Anyway, her effect is that I can send any card from my hand or field and add 1 Therion spell or trap in my deck to my hand. Pretty sweet. Except for Endless Arco System, because it don't say Therion in his name. Now, this one right here, King Regulus. He says I negate every and anything 1 time. So if they want to get funky playing that Ash Blossom, that's fine. Activate this, negate it. Don't destroy it though. It just negates. Now, if it would destroyed it, I'd have been like, wow, okay, we doubling down with it. But it's all groovy. Now, going into the punk engine, right? I run 2 Punk Madam Spider, right? Her effect, she's a tuner. So you pay 600 life points, and you can search your deck for any Punk trap card. It's very specific with that. And it's a level 3 tuner. Okay? Put that off to the side. And then I run 2. Let me backtrack for a second. That Battle Spider, I was going to run her at 1, but 2 doesn't hurt. And then also on top of that, with their field card and my boss monster on top of that, it makes everything right. Like just paying all these life points. Yes, you will be paying life points with this deck, but it is all cause, the ends will justify the means. The means will justify the ends, pardon me. Anyway, I run 2 Punk, I can't pronounce that name, Shakusai. That's how I've been saying it. Look at him. Now, I would say he is maybe, if there was a general in the deck, he might be 2-star. Yeah, 2-star general. Yeah, he's level 3, but his effect says, I can pay 600 life points, and he's a polymerization for the punks. You pay the 6, use any punk material on the field or in your hand, and you get this guy, Rising card. But I'll go into that when I get to my extra deck. So fast forward, pay your 6, use any material from the field in the hand, and go right into that fusion play. And then the shenanigans continue from there. I run 2 of them. And then I run 2 Foxy Tunes. I only got it at, well, its effect is I can discard it from my hand plus one other. No, pardon me. Send it to the grave and send one other card from my hand to the grave and special summon one punk monster from the deck to the field except the level 8 punk, right? Which is cool. Which is pretty much all I'm going to need anyway to continue the shenanigans, right? And then this other effect, very similar to Ogre Dance. I contribute one punk monster on my side of the field to special summon this from my hand to the field, right? And then this other effect is if this should be on the field, right? Which I hardly ever keep it on the field. If your opponent activates a monster effect while this is on the field, you gain life points equal to that monster's attack. So this should be pretty easy to get out. I'll do a separate video later on in regards to how to do the combos and stuff like that, because that in itself it's going to take some time to really break down. And on top of that, you got to get used to the flow of how punks move and stuff like that. Because it's like, yeah, I'll go anyway. I'll break that down later. I'll touch on it later. I'm running 3 punk Xiamens, level 3 tuner psychic, right? This one you pay 600, and you can add any punk monster from your deck to your hand, right? And so say like if this is your opening hand, you open with Xiamen, you pay your 6, and then you add Foxy Tune to your hand, and then you activate Foxy Tune's effect, send it to the grave, discard 1, preferably a Therion monster, because Therions can be a brick if there is no Therion monster in the grave. So try to send that Therion to the grave. It doesn't matter which one. Don't even worry about it. Even if it's King Regulus, send it to the grave. Excuse me. You know, so say like you open up with your normal Xiamen, you have this in your hand, you pay your 6, bring this to your hand, use this effect, discard it, send a Therion to the grave, then search your deck, special summon, say like say Deer Note, and then synchro summon for 8. Deer Note's effect goes off, you know, and then let the shenanigans continue from there. And then on top of that, if this goes to the grave, you boost up your punk monster, whatever punk monster's on the field, by 600, and that's permanent. It's not bad. And then I run 2 Deer Notes, right? Her effect is I could choose one, like say like this card and one other punk monster. And then whichever one I select to be special summoned, that will come to the field. The other goes to the grave. Cool, no problem, right? Now say like if this is on the field, and this goes to the graveyard for whatever the reason, you can special summon one punk monster one punk monster from the graveyard to your side of the field. I was thinking about running 3, but if it was kind of lagging in my deck, I did try it at 3. I wasn't feeling it, so I cut it down to 2. 2 was perfect for me. Whoops, shake the whole camera while now. Sorry about that. And then I run 2 Wagon, right? Also a psychic, and he's a tuner. All the level 3s punks that I've seen, they all are tuners. Okay. Now his effect is that I pay the 6, and I can search my deck for any punk spell card. And the only punk spell card I run in this deck is their field card, Extreme Jam Session. That card is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And also, his other effect is like say like this card was targeted for an effect or something like that, and it's a quick effect. I can draw a card. So it's like any punk monster that gets targeted, whatever, his quick effect goes off. You draw the 1 card. Even if it's imperm, you get the 1 card nonetheless. This is a quick effect. And then the last of the punk cards is Ogre Dance. Very similar to Foxy Tune. Her effect is that I could discard it from my hand to the grave and just add a punk monster from my deck to the hand. And then this can also be special summoned to the field by attributing 1 punk monster. That's it. And it's a dark attribute. Foxy Tune was a light. Okay. Now I'm going to go into the hand traps. I only run 5 hand traps. I run Ghost Mourner, Ash Blossom, DD Croak, and then I run Ghost Bell and Rabbit. Pretty. The hand traps, I'm still debating if I want to leave these hand traps in my deck. And my deck is like, what, 52 cards? I'm debating on either trying to cut it down to 48 or go all the way up to 60. This is a very fun deck. And it's a very hand trap baiting kind of a deck on top of that. But it's all good. A lot of special summoning. Anyway, and then I'm going to mess up the name on this. I can never get it right. I always call it Punk Surprise. But it's Punk Nashawari Surprise. Right? Cool looking card. It's a jam session. Right? It's a cool card. So if I have this card says I could destroy any face down card on the field, right? On my opponent's side of the field, right? Cool. Now, if I control a punk monster on my side of the field, I can destroy any card on the field, whether it's set or faced up. It's all right. It's pretty cool. It's all right. Maybe not the greatest, but it's cool. And then I run 1 Infinite Impermanence. I think y'all should know what this is. That's like that is the other hand trap I got in this deck. And then I run 2 Dangerous Gabu. Yes, this card is awesome. This card says knock a target any monster on my opponent's side of the field and negate its effect for the turn, period. And then if I have a punk monster faced up on my side of the field, I gain life points equal to that opponent's attack, which is pretty cool. But with my deck, I don't necessarily like gaining life points, but you'll understand it when I get to the boss monster. And then the last trap that I run is XX Collusion. Now, y'all might be like, why would he run this plain Jane counter trap, right? Now, this card itself is low-key fire. Like it negates any activation of a card in the hand. Say like an Ash Blossom or Ghost Bell, Rabbit, such and such, right? Or even a Therion card. You activate this, and this is a counter trap. So it's going to beat out whatever. So you activate this, and it negates that effect of whatever that card is. So say like if they had Ash Blossom, from the activator, you already got to be sending it from the hand to the grave anyway, right? Cool. You activate this. Not only is it negated, your opponent now has to choose a card that's in their hand and send it to the graveyard. So they lost 2, right? They either gonna lose 1 or go -2, either or. But either way, this will nip that shit in the bud, right? That's it for the traps. I only want to like what 6 traps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 traps. Might bump that up to 7. My side deck ain't really great. I really don't be doing side decking. Everything I need, I try to keep it all in the deck. Keep it all, because I can't. Nothing wrong preparing. It's just the way how I am. I'm not crazy about side decking. Because if I build something right, I want everything to be cool. More or less catch a lot of things. And on top of the way this deck runs, it runs very smooth, very fast, and I can climb up to get to the point to get my boss monster very goddamn fast. This is a synchro heavy kind of. My deck is synchro heavy. Anyway, going to the spells. I run 2 Therion charges, right? I can send 1 Therion card from my hand to the grave, except this, and I draw 2. I only run 2 of these, which is pretty cool, right? I run 1, 2, 3 emergency teleports. And yes, that is a collector's rare. It is so shiny. Of emergency teleport, quick play, special summon any level 3 psychic monster from your deck to your side of the field. All right. And then this card right here is pretty sweet. This spell card for the Therions, it keeps what you call it, Endless Engine Argo system. Beautiful, right? So you activate this card, and you can send any Therion card from your deck to the grave. So that goes for anything, whether it's the field card or the spell, like any spell card or the monster, it goes straight to the grave. Cool. And then you could use it to target whatever you need, like whatever Therion card you have in your hand. You could use it to equip it to whatever's in the grave, right? Cool. And then then your next turn, this other effect goes off. You can target this and whatever Therion card is in your graveyard, and add one of the two to your hand, while the other goes to the bottom of your deck. Okay. All right. What else I'm working with? I run one Pot of Avarice, one MST, one Harpy's Feather Duster. Now this right here, people look at me like I'm crazy for running a Lightning Vortex. They were like, why don't you run Regeki? And I tell them, like, look, I run Therions in my deck. And, I don't want to risk getting caught out there, just Therion heavy and just drawing a dead hand. Anyway, this just helps me fuel the graveyard, and still pop stuff on my opponent's side of the field too. They faced up monsters or whatnot, but I still get the discard, which is not going to hurt my deck whatsoever, right? Now this right here, this field card, I run two. Let me see. Can I get a good look at that? Therion, this Coliseum. Now this card says, upon activation, you add one Therion monster from your deck to the hand, right? Cool. And then if you destroy an opponent's card on their side of the field, you add a Therion monster from your graveyard to your hand, right? Now, this is cool, this is fine. Now, if your opponent were to attack you, you could send one Therion monster from your deck to the grave to prevent that monster that got attacked from going to the grave. That shit only works once, right? But say like they attack you again, and you're still gonna take damage. But if they attack you again, whatever monster they got, that you got is gonna go to the grave. But you get to add one Therion monster from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty cool, right? I run two of these. And then for the last spell, I run two Punk Extreme Jam Sessions, right? This card set, there's a few effects. Like, I could banish one Punk monster from my graveyard, or is it a Punk card? Either way, banish a Punk card from my graveyard to special summon one Punk monster from my hand to the field, right? Cool. And then after that, excuse me, been a long day. So say like, if I'm paying life points, period, right? I draw a card, rather it's a Punk monster or whatever. The bottom line is, if you pay life points, you draw a card. Even your monster effect got negated, the fact that you paid, you still draw. It don't matter, because this card says if you pay life points, you draw. You do it twice a turn, 2 times in 1 turn. All right, I run 2 of these. All right, and that's it for the main deck. Move this right here. Yes, I'm at work. I just couldn't wait. I just couldn't wait to do this video. My very first my very first video of my deck profile. So pardon me if it ain't all snazzy like other YouTubers, but this is my first one. Perhaps the first of many. All right. And again, I'm gonna do this deck profile, and then later on, I'm gonna go into the combos on how this deck flows and stuff like that. Okay. Now, I run 2 Punk Rising Carp. I think this is a very good card for them, right? So now I contribute. I only run 2. I contribute this card, and I can special summon up to 2 Punk monsters from my deck to the field, deck or hand to the field, except a level 8 Punk monster, right? Which is very beautiful. And usually this is where this comes in, where I wind up just special summoning Deer Note to the field, opposed to using Deer Note's effect. I mean, I've used Deer Note's effect a few times in the past, but this is just due to the situation I was in which I wound up beating my boy with it. But his effect is very good for this. Oh yeah, I'm glad I've been a part of it. So what you should really say, like you bring Deer Note and let's just say Wu Gang, Wagon to the field, right? Cool, no problem. And then his other effect is if this is used for for synchron or whatever, that monster that was used, like say like if I'm going for Amazing Dragon and I synchro for it, and this was used for material, Amazing Dragon can attack twice in one turn, and it's just for that turn. All right, it's pretty sweet. It's all right. It's not bad. And then next up, I run one Punk Dragon Drive. I was debating on running two, but I was like, I'm good with the one. And on top of that, with Amazing Dragon's effect, I'll be able to get this back on the field anyway. So it's all right. But a lot of my synchros I have is level 8s. And you'll be able to see like you'll be able to climb up, climb up the ranks, with this deck. You got level 3s, you got 5, that's an easy 8. And then it's like the way they move on top of that, you ain't got no problem going to an 11. But it is what it is. Anyway, his effect is like I could pay 600 life points, and then I could either add or send a level 3 psychic monster, from my deck to the grave, or just add it to my hand, right? And then his other effect is like say like if my opponent is chaining whatever effect, rather it's a monster or a card effect, whatever card effect in response to a punk card, I can special summon this from the graveyard to my side of the field. It's all right. It's not bad, right? Okay. And then I run one Chaos Ruler. Pretty sweet. It's gonna be for 5, add 1 light or dark, and it comes back. It's pretty cool. Now, the next 2 that I'm about to show you, really the next 4, I don't really need these in my deck per se. It's just I needed the level. Okay, I just needed the level. 2 out of the 4 is just like the eye, and then the other 2 is just like why. But again, I don't care. All right, I just needed the level. All right, like side frame overload Omega. I don't even know what his effect is, but it's a psychic. Don't even care for his effect. Wait. If I remember right, it's like I send 1 card in this to the great beyond for the turn, then it comes back the following. But again, I don't need it for that effect. I'm dead serious. I only need it because it's a level 8, just so I can climb up and go into my boss players. And then this one, very obscure, right? Thought Ruler Archfiend. I'm not even going into this effect. I only got it because it's a level 8, and that's what I had in my book. Anyway, this one right here is pretty okay. This one actually helped me out a few times because the board was in my advantage. Anyway, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. Y'all should already know that. Blow up everything off the board. And there's a 3,000 attack, beast stick. Cool. And then this card right here, Stardust Dragon. All right, oops, pardon me. Now I can see the damn name a little brighter. It's a damn shame. Anyway, Stardust Dragon. Y'all should be very familiar with this effect. This card is all right. Okay. Now what else? Now going up to my boss monsters, I run 3 Amazing Dragons. Now, Amazing Dragon is pretty sweet. Upon its summon, I could bounce back to the cards on my opponent's side of the field up to the amount of level 3 tuners I have in my deck with different names, right? So on the strength of the punk monsters, there's 4. And then with Snow Rabbit, that makes it 5. So potentially I could add up to 5 cards that's on their side of the field back to their hand. And then with the Raiders deck, and then the way my deck is built, at the bare minimum, there will be 4 cards going in if he ever hit this field. Because I'm synchro, I'm special summoning like crazy. Everything is going off to get him to the field, right? Cool, no problem, right? Oops, sorry. I run a 3, right? And then, no, wait. I shouldn't even show y'all the other 2, but whatever. I'll show it. And then these right here, the big boss. This will be like the vice, like the dude under the big boss, and this is the big boss, Psychic and Punisher. This monstrosity was a great brick wall that came crashing down on everything and anything in its path. Right? I think y'all should, in case y'all don't know, to those out there, his effect says if your life points are equal or less than your opponent's, he is unaffected by all activated effects. Period. Now, which is great. Now the other part is, then the other effect is I could target one card on my side of the field and one card on your opponent's side of the field, and I could banish it for the cost of 1,000. Cool, no problem. But the other craziness is that on each battle phase, at the start of the battle phase, this gains attack power to its original attack, and it remains permanent. So if you're up by 1,000, his new attack is at the start. Be clear to activate at the start. His new attack goes up by 1,000. Like right now, he's 3,500. He goes up by 1,000, so that's 4,500. Cool. And if you same thing with your opponent shit, you activate it on their battle phase as well. After that, you get to go. Oh, sorry about that. I had to pause it, but because again, I'm at work. So so yeah. So he's pretty good. I've seen people have a tough time get over me when I have him over the field, because it's like the caveat, because I'm always paying life points. So it's just like, they'll have the option of trying to figure out some other way to get over him, or they'll crash into him, bring their life points lower than me, and then do whatever they got to do to get him off the field, which is fine. Because if they did that, Amazing Dragon just, does his thing. Either way, I wanted to climb up the ladder and just do what I need to do. Anyway, and then the other two, I'll start off with this one. Crystron Hyperthyrax. It's all right. I have yet to have an opportunity to really bring him to the field, because the punks, they really do their thing. But it's still a good card. I have it here just as an option of a level 2. And you should definitely have no problem having tuners on the field. Like, that shit is not going to be a problem. All right. Now, this bad boy right here, I said bad boy, is super old. Number 34 terabyte. Right? Now, I only added, hold on. Okay. But this last one right here, again, this is just an old card. I was just trying to think of a level 3 Exceed monster. And I was just like, I think I had one. And I was like, look at this one, terabyte. So his effect is it uses how many material? Uses 3 level 3 monsters, right? Cool, no problem. And then you discard one, and then you can take control of one monster the opponent has and add it to your side of the field. Wait. Detach material from this card to target one level 4 or lower attack position monster your opponent controls. Gain control of it until the end phase. Nah, it's like whatever. But it was just a level 3. I was just like, why not? And on top of that, I wanted to be at 15 for my extra deck, which is, for my fusions and whatnot. But it's whatever. don't judge me. Oh, I should have had that out. Oh man, my little extra deck, little side deck. And again, my side deck it's not ravishing or anything like that. What did I do with it? Oh man, I should have checked. Anyway, just an extra Therion charge. This card right here, it's about to go back into the deck. This card right here, I fucked a lot of people up with this shit right here. Black Horn of Heaven, counter trap. You people of today's meta, y'all will get demolished with this shit right here. Activate as soon as your opponent special summons a card, like say like they synchro summon or do that link summoning stuff or whatever. You activate this shit, it negates the whole special summon. Period. It don't matter. It negates that shit. Like goodbye. This is just an extra punk surprise. This is the other punk card I had right here, right? Wild Picking. It's alright. It's just like at the start of the damage step, If my punk monster attacks or you attack my punk monster, it destroys at the start of damage calculation, it destroys that monster card, your opponent's monster card. Not your monster's good, other one goes. And if it should leave the field, your punk monsters for that turn cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay. And then I run one monster reborn. I don't really need it for this deck. For what I'm doing, I don't need it. And then this one right here, Imperial Iron Wall. Just so neither player can banish cards. Cause see how like say like those runics. You ain't banishing none of my shit, boy. No thank you. So you can slow them shenanigans all the way down. This is my other Therion card, Impress. So pretty much he just says, hey, you got any Therions equipped or something? Okay, move it up to the front. Move it to the monster zone. That's it. And then another DD Crow. This right here, Terrors of the Overroot. I actually had this in my deck. I was signing it out. I forgot to add this back in because I was in the middle of another duel. But pretty much, damn, this card is so beautiful. Underrated, man. This card says target one card on your opponent's side of the field and one card in their graveyard and switch it. And put the one that's switched out face down. Beautiful, ain't it? So say like if they activate something in their graveyard, like the tournament crap, you target that and target whatever on the side of the field and you switch it. And you bring it back to the side of the field face down. Beautiful, ain't it? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Got another Imperm, another Lily. I might throw her back in here, but I'm gonna try to run it the way it is. Another Imperm, and then this card right here. How would you pronounce this? Kurikara, Divine Carnation. Yeah, I demolished it. I don't care if y'all call me slow, whatever. Anyway, this card right here, I literally got this card like a few days ago. I didn't really bother getting into it. I just knew it was shiny, and they were just saying like, it's just a counter to hand trapping. Anyway, like say like I read the effect to y'all. Can I be normal summon set? Must be special summon from your hand by attributing all face up monsters on the field that activated their effects this turn and in your opponent's monster zone, right? Gain 15,000 attack for each monster attributed for this card. Cool. During your end phase, you can target one monster your opponent in your opponent's graveyard and special summon it to your side of the field. You can only use this effect of this once per turn. So this is like how people beat Naburu. You like that card Naburu, trying to break boards? This will break your opponent's shit. I was going to put it in the deck, but I'm like,